Когда вся колонна вышла на насыпь,
Heavy shelling started when the entire column reached the embankment road.
On September 25, 5 old passenger cars and 1 Gazelle vehicle with the inscription "Children" tried to evacuate through the Russian-occupied territory. The road was heavily washed out by the rains and the column turned onto a railway embankment. 65-year-old Mykola followed his son's car. He wanted to guarantee safety and be close by.
впереди машина сына сгорела на моих глазах.
My son's car with a 6-year-old child. This child's grandmother and his father burned out in front of me. My car didn't catch fire. The 4th car burst into flames, and I couldn't see anything further. I fell out of the car, lying in the rubble. My knees were shot already.
The man heard shouting all around. Passengers tried to get out of the cars. Some cars were on fire. People were killed with machine guns.
Стреляли, пока не закончились абсолютно крики, вздохи.
They were firing machine guns until there was absolutely no more screaming. We were moving through a field and reeds, while they fired at us using grenade launchers, so people wouldn't run there.
Просто был резко выстрел.
After the first shot, the car exploded and then the shelling began.
Lyudmila Potapova tried to live with her elderly parents. They were going to visit their brother in Dnipro. The woman said that at first she did not even understand what was happening. After the first explosion, bullets hit all the cars. At first she thought it was rubble hitting the bottom of the cars.
Начали выскакивать с машины, люди пищать.
People started jumping out of the car. Russian occupiers were firing at the convoy just to destroy it, so to speak. Those who were shooting, I think they saw that the convoy of civilians was on its way, because through the windows you can still see women and old people sitting inside the cars.
Her father died in front of her eyes. The door on his side was jammed. The man was wounded in the leg and he could not get out immediately. Lyudmila wanted to help, but at that time the side of the car where he was sitting was shot.
Мы когда уже перелезли через путя,
When we had already climbed over the tracks and climbed on all fours into the landing during the shelling, I told my mother that there was a baby crying in the minibus.
Witnesses say that the evacuation convoy was shot at point-blank range. Those who managed to jump out of the cars could not raise their heads due to the heavy machine gun fire.
Він мені всю дорогу кричав: "Вилазь з машини".
All the way he was shouting at me to jump out of the car because we might explode. I immediately told him that I was not going anywhere without him. That's when he told me he was wounded.
Tamara Khalishnikov's husband Boris was killed. She and her daughter were able to get out. Of the entire column, only 8 people survived. They crawled through the fields and plantings. They hid in the reeds. One of the wounded did not reach. He bled out.
Почали піднімати, він уже не мог ногами йти, він засипав.
We started to lift him up because he could no longer walk on his own. He started to fall asleep on the move. We bandaged him up so he wouldn't bleed out.
People say that the organizer of this column did not go with them on September 25. He simply told them about the route and assured them that the path was safe.
Он сказал, что я был там.
He said that he was there that morning. Well, he didn't tell me personally, but they told me that Dmytro drove there. Everything was okay, so we go. Then he was found with his head blown out in the center of the village.
According to law enforcement officers, after the execution, the Russian occupiers set fire to cars in order to hide the traces of the crime. Examinations are now being carried out to establish the identities of the dead. Reported by Serhiy Kulyas, Nadia Sukharukova, UATV News.